Hello there, everybody. My name is DJGT, and welcome back. Today is quite possibly one of the most happy videos that I have ever had the pleasure of having, created and done, due to the fact that for those of you who haven't already found out, and you would have to almost quite literally have to have been sleeping under a rock for the last couple of hours, maybe days, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is back. The absolute epitome of Star Wars, in my personal opinion. Although not quite as. I absolutely love the Clone Wars TV series. It absolutely 100% embodies the Clone Wars, and there is so many more possibilities that are on the way. With this new project. I can't believe we brought it back, and by a recent tweet by James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, basically said that none of this would have happened if the fans, us guys, hadn't have, kept on about, please bring it back. We want this stuff. And finally, Dave Filoni and all of these other voice actors have been pulling through at Lucasfilm and Disney, and we have finally gotten what we have wanted for the last 5-6 years. I was so sad when I heard that Clone Wars was, originally, being shelved and being cancelled. It was an absolutely incredible series, and it was shot down way too young. It was getting so good. It was a very bittersweet way that it ended, with Ahsoka going down the steps of the Jedi Temple, and then that being the end of it. But obviously they were going to be doing the Season 6, and that was already in development, and they had pretty much finished all of that stuff, as you saw with some of the unreleased episodes initially, and they brought those out. There's also the show reels with the Battle of Anaxis and the Utapau arc. I will link the link on the StarWars.com website to the show reel ones. They're pretty good episodes story wise, but the fact of the matter is they were never finished. But the actual finished ones that were done for Season 6, oh my god. If you haven't seen them already, I recommend that you look at them. They are the most heartbreaking and just beautiful Star Wars episodes I have ever seen, especially the Fives arc. Oh my god, it breaks your fucking heart. But anyway, on with the news. Star Wars: A Clone Wars trailer was released at the San Diego Comic-Con event under the guise of the 10-year anniversary of the 2008 Star Wars: A Clone Wars movie being released. Although that movie wasn't exactly the best and the top of its game, it released something much better, and will live in the majority, or the non-close-minded Star Wars fans for the rest of their lives. But it was released. The trailer was released, and basically it starts out with 5 clone troopers walking away from the camera, which is suspected to be the original Domino Squad, so Droid Bait, Cut Up, Heavy, Fives, and Deco. And at the end of that, you have a bunch more clone trooper helmets coming towards you. So you've got Captain Rex, you've got Five, you've got Ghost Company members like Waxer and Boyle, you have ARF troopers, you have Warthog, you have Oddball, you have Commander Cody, and then you start coming into the Phase 2 stuff. And there's a bunch of artillery going overhead. One of them drops down and blows them all up, which I suppose is going to be the foreshadowing towards the rise of the Empire and Order 66. The next scene after that cuts to Fort Anaxis, which is seen in the show reel versions of the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. The asteroid place where they go to with all those creatures. So the Grand Inquisitor was there, Ezra, Kaden, Sabine, and Hera were also there. And it starts out with all these LAT gunships coming in, and the camera panning down into the base where you see Sergeant Hunter of the Bad Batch Squad Captain Rex on the right, and Anakin Skywalker looking older than he did originally, so coming more into the Revenge of the Sith times, walking towards the camera and then looking up at the great Republic fleet consisting of Acclamators, Venators, Arquitans, Z-95s, and you can also see in the bottom left the Bad Batch's shuttle, which is also seen in the show reels. If you want to, see and sort of find out what the story is behind that, then of course I will leave the link to that below. But if you want to see it how it's meant to be, then I would say wait for the show, as I would with some of the other stuff that I'm going to be talking about in a minute. Anyway, after that scene, that incredible, it is the absolute embodiment of the Clone Wars, that scene is. After that scene, they go onto a Venator bridge where Obi-Wan and Anakin walk towards the camera, and Anakin goes, "So why'd you so Rex, this better be good. You better brought me back here for something." And then his face drops as a hologram light shines upon his face. The camera changes to Rex smiling at a hologram with Bo-Katan on the left and a strange Togruta figure. He then turns around and reveals herself to be Ahsoka. He then goes, "Hello, Master. It's been a while." And then that's the trailer over. We're supposed to be getting the new Clone Wars season, Season 7, in fall of 2019. So that is as early as September and as late as November, so most likely you'll hit on like 20, 30 September, early October, that sort of stuff. But there are so many different things that you could do with this, because the fact that Bo-Katan Kryze was also with Ahsoka, it most definitely implies that we're going to be getting the Mandalorian insurgency during the Clone Wars, with the 442nd Clone Battalion bestowed onto Ahsoka by Anakin, which was, part of the 1st Legion, which he'd, coloured orange, in Ahsoka's colours. But I'm not going to say any more about the Mandalorian arc. If you want to know more about it, read a bit of the Ahsoka book, or maybe the Star Wars Celebration panel quite a while ago when Dave Filoni was talking about it. But if you want to watch it in its fullest, the fullest extent in the way that it wanted to be done, then wait until fall again. And of course, we also had a tweet from Ashley Eckstein, with all of the old Clone Wars voice actors, so of course Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano, James Arnold Taylor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, D. Bradley Baker, Rex and all the clones, Matt Lanter, Anakin Skywalker, and I can't remember the name for Padme's voice actor, but she's also there. And then there's also a separate picture with Sam Witwer, who plays Darth Maul, and Emperor Palpatine, or the Senate. So we can have a lot of stuff going on here. He's not explicitly Darth Maul, and he's not explicitly Palpatine, so I mean, you can have a very nice stuff going on, because the time that it is set in, this new permutation of the Clone Wars, there is the possibility that not only will we be getting the new Mandalorian Wars, not only will we be getting the Battle of Anaxis and the Utapau investigation, not only will we be getting a Kashyyyk Bad Batch episode / arc, we may also be getting the Battle of Coruscant and Order 66. I'm gonna let you guys just ponder over that for a while, because that would be incredible. I know Filoni said about Star Wars Rebels that he didn't want to pull into Scarif and Rogue One and all that sort of stuff, and it was just a brief mention. But with this, you have a completely new opportunity to show it in a different light. And if you're going to go Clone Wars, you go full Clone Wars. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, that embodies the Clone Wars more than a massive ass Battle of Coruscant fight. Like in Revenge of the Sith, when you see these two Eta 2 Actis class starfighter interceptors coming down over a, supposedly, just normal Venator-class Star Destroyer flipping over into battle and seeing this massive separatist attack fleet against the Republic blockades and incurring Republic forces. Absolutely incredible to see that in animation form, with Matt Lanter and James Arnold Taylor playing these two people, being able to play and, you know, do more stuff with these characters than was shown in the movie. It's too good a chance to pass up, really. I'm absolutely speechless. I don't think I could be more excited for anything ever, honestly. Of course everyone was hyped for The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and all of that stuff, but with this, it is a sure thing. I'll probably look back on this video and go, well, bugger, was it a sure thing? But I think for the first at least 6 episodes, we know what's going to happen, we know how it unfolds, and I cannot be more excited, hyped, interested, and just invested in the Clone Wars. It is beyond words, absolutely beyond words, as I'm sure many of you are. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been DJGT. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really love to hear your thoughts and opinions about this new series down in the comments below. I know half of them are going to be, yes, finally, can't wait, and all of this stuff. But if you have any, you know, opinions about what you want to see in the new series, maybe some of your, you know, misgivings or just stuff that you're interested about the Clone Wars, because there is nothing better in Star Wars, in my personal opinion. Maybe Star Wars The Old Republic is definitely there, but the Clone Wars for me is the absolute peak. They have got to get this right, as I'm sure they will, with Dave Filoni at the helm. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and may the Force be with you always.